Hello, good morning children. Welcome to today's session of online class of Sri Gokulam Guruvayur. Children, today's our class is a very special class. Do you know what is special about today's class? So what are we waiting for? Let us start the class.
Hello children. Our topic for discussion today is formal organization. You all know about formal letter, right? A formal letter has a prescribed structure. In the same way, a formal organization also has a prescribed structure. Let us know more about formal organization. Here is the meaning of a formal organization. Formal organization refers to the organization structure which is designed by the management to achieve organizational goals. So such a structure is designed by the top management so that they can easily achieve their goal. Lewis Allen has defined formal organization in the following way. The formal organization is a system of well-defined jobs, each bearing a definite measure of authority, responsibility, and accountability. So, according to Lewis Allen, formal organization is such a system which has a well-defined or well-organized job in which authority, responsibility, and accountability of each of the persons are well defined. Now let us look into the features of formal organization. The first point is it is deliberately designed by the top management to facilitate the smooth functioning of the organization. So, as we spoke earlier, it is designed by the top management so that they can achieve their goal in a smooth way. The second point states that it specifies the relationship among the various job positions. This clarifies who has to report to whom. So while preparing this structure in formal organization, each person knows his own position, his duty, his responsibility. He gets a clear idea about to whom he should report to. The third point is, it is a means to achieve the objective specified in the plan, as it lays down the rules and procedure essential for their achievement. In a formal structure, there is some rules and procedure which have to be followed as it is. So, thus, it gives a simple path for the achievement of our objective. The fourth point is, standards of behavior are laid down by rules. So how a person or an employee should behave is laid down in the form of rules. So we can say that formal organization states the standard of behavior in the form of rules. Fifth point is, it places more emphasis on work to be performed rather than interpersonal relationship among the employees. So more importance is given to work rather than the relationship among the employees. Sixth point, efforts of various departments are coordinated, interlinked, and integrated through the formal organization. So through a formal path, all the different departments are coordinated, linked together. Seventh point states that communication takes place through the scalar chain. We are familiar with scalar chain in our previous chapter when we were learning the Fayol's principle. So, for that in formal organization, all the communications take place in a scalar chain manner. That is a prescribed path of communication. Eighth point, authority arises by virtue of position in the management. So the power in an formal organization is that is a power to command, a power to do the work is received by the position in the organization. So authority arises by virtue of position in the organization.
Children, the next point which I am going to discuss here is about the advantage of formal organization. The best example of a formal organization is our own school. Now let us listen from some of the important persons more about the advantage of this formal system. They are one of the important part of this formal system. So let us listen from them.
Hello my dear children, I am Arun Kane, Principal of Sri Gokulam Public School, Guruvayur. I am here with you now to talk about organization structure and its advantage. As far as our institution is concerned, it is a formal organization. 150 employees are working together over here. How such a complex system is working without any kind of difficulty is a very relevant question. The answer is a well-designed organizational structure. See, the rules as well as regulations which put forth in this organizational structure help us to run the institution without any difficulties. Even prediction of events will be possible. The whole school re-engineering process is actually depending upon this organization structure and its outcome. The rest of the part of this particular organization structure, its merits, demerits and all the kinds of matters will be spoken by your teacher inside your classroom. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you very much. Bye.
Hello children, you know me very well. I am the exam coordinator, exam cell coordinator, and so many types of work, so many kinds of works are going on in our exam cell, and we are following a formal organization structure here. So this formal organization structure will help us to avoid duplication of efforts.
Hello children, I am Lisa Stephen, handling the position of Staff Secretary in our school. Dear children, what I felt good about formal organization is, it is easier to fix responsibility. My job as a Staff Secretary is to convey the orders and messages given by principal to the teachers and communicate the suggestion and problems of teachers to the principal. My duties and responsibility is already fixed, which help me to clearly define my work. Hope you got the point. Thanks for listening to me.
Hello children, you know that school is a formal organization and thus needs effective accomplishments of goals. So I, being an HOD, accomplish this goal through a framework of operations to be performed.
Hi students, I am Jessica ma'am from Commerce Department. As you already know, there are 14 principles of management. Unity of command is one of the important advantages of formal organization. It is one among the principles of management. Why it is more important? Because in a formal system, an established chain of command is maintained, which allows an employee to take orders from only one superior. This will bring order and discipline, stability, and avoid confusion in the work. Dear students, I hope the point is clear to you. Thank you.
Children, now let us sum up all the points of advantage of formal organization once again. The first point, It provides stability to the organization since there are specific rules to guide the behavior of the employees. The second point, it helps in avoiding duplication of efforts because of clarity of job to be performed. Next point, it is easier to fix responsibility since mutual relationship are clearly defined. Next point is it lead to effective accomplishment of goal as the framework for the operation to be performed is already provided. Next point is unity of command is maintained through a established chain of command. So these are the points of advantage of formal organization. Next is the disadvantage of formal organization. The first disadvantage is procedural delay. It may lead to procedural delay as the established chain of command has to be followed, which increases the time for decision making. Children, as you know that in a formal organization, the communication is by following a scalar chain. Scalar chain means a prescribed path only have to be followed while communicating any information. So in such a path it will lead to delay in decision making as the message have to be passed or have to be followed step by step. So it will take much time to in the flow of communication. So decision making will also be a delay one. So hence procedural delay will be there as in formal organization we are following a scalar chain. That is the first demerit. The next point of demerit is it may not provide recognition to creative talent. Children, we know that in any formal organization, rules, everything is as per the rules and regulations. So being rules and regulations, you know that it is very rigid and inflexible. Whatever policy is laid down by the company, that have to be followed as it is. There is very little scope for deviation. So in such a case, there is no scope of recognition for a creative talent which is there in any employee, as they have to follow the policy which is there in the list. They are not allowed to do anything creatively. So that is one demerit. Next point is difficult to understand all human relationship. Children, we know that in a formal organization, more importance is given to structure and work. So it is difficult to understand all the human relationship, which also makes an important element in any organization. So when we are giving more importance to structure and organization, we are ignoring the organization main element, that is human resource. So knowing them, knowing the relationship of human and their work is difficult when we are giving more importance to structure or work. So now it is time to conclude today's topic. In today's class, we have discussed about the meaning of formal organization, definition of formal organization, features of formal organization, advantages of formal organization, and disadvantages of formal organization.
Children, I hope you have enjoyed today's class. I am very grateful to our principal, vice principal and teachers who supported and very willingly accepted to be a part of today's class. Thank you once again.